for the Dentalmaster software. We see here three icons. The PA stands for personal assistant, which are the 300 ready-made animations. The EX stands for expert, which is a two-dimensional application building a treatment plan for the software. And the 3D expert is the 3D application automatic treatment plan builder. We will start with the 3D expert, and this would be the main screen. The basic function of the software is open patient list if you would like to introduce an OPG or a digital x-ray or just a picture of the patient. You press on that button, and if you would have something on file, just open and click, and it will be loaded onto this area here. Okay, first function of the software would be to select, as it says here on this line, select missing or to be extracted teeth. So with the left click of the mouse, just one click at a time, select randomly missing teeth. Press the number 2 button and read below, select teeth that are part of restoration or would need restoration. Meaning if a tooth would need a root canal, already has a root canal, just once with the left click of the mouse on that tooth, and number 3 button, click yes to check for more treatment options. We clicked on the yes, and the final step would be view with a 3D. Click that button, and now the computer will generate most, if not all, of the relevant restorative options for each specific case, for this case for example. Okay, here we can see the 3D model created by the computer. If you want to rotate it in any direction, we just hold down and press the left click of the mouse and rotate in any direction. On the green square here, we will see the letter CS, which stands for current situation. This is the upper jaw representation, and this would be the lower jaw. Prov 1 stands for provisional 1 and provisional 2. These are the provisional treatment plans generated by the computer. Right to this side, we would see 1, 2, 3, 4 options. Each one of them represents an option, a restorative option generated by the computer. So let's start by pressing the provisional 1 for the upper jaw and the provisional 1 for the lower jaw. And hold on the left button click and rotate. We can see that we are talking about temporary acrylic bridges. How do we know that? We can either see by the transparency through the gum that it's a bridge, or we can animate the upper jaw by pressing a V on that small window here, animate upper jaw, and again rotate just to show the patient. We can unclick the animate upper jaw, and we can animate now the lower jaw. But there's nothing to animate there because we didn't select any teeth there. Okay, next step. Provisional 2 on the upper jaw would be a partial upper denture. Again, we can see the class. We can see the class on that side as well. And again, we can animate the upper jaw, restorative option, show it to the patient. Okay, stop the animation, or we can pause using the pause button here just to show this side of the denture, or we can show and pause from this side of the denture, and so on. Okay, next would be the final restorative option. This case would show us a partial upper denture using precise attachments, and we can see the attachments here on tooth number 1, 3, distal and mesial, as well as number 2, 3 mesial. We can go on to the third restorative option on the upper jaw, and we will see again a porcelain bridge, animated. Be a porcelain, it could be porcelain fused to metal, whichever we choose. And the fourth option would be involving implants. Okay, we can go to the display tab here or the quick tools here and zoom in if we would like to show the patient real close-up of the restorative option, and we can again zoom back as much as we like. And this is the treatment window, the treatment tab. This is the general tab. In this general tab we can show, for example, one case, two cases, or three cases. We press the three cases, the case 3, we will see 3 of the cases at once, letting the patient really understand the differences between the options, and you can maybe select them easier. You can pause, let the patient really take a closer look, or stop the animations, or go back to case number 2, to 2 cases only, sorry, or back to 1 case. From this window or from the quick tools window, we can go and open the personal assistant part of the software, which is the 300 ready-made animations. So we can really show the patient animated ready-made animations of any kind of dental treatment. There's a search engine as well to search, or we can go to this arrow here and press the arrow and press again on the Dentalmaster interface, which will show us by groups: removables, crowns and bridges, bone crafting, implants, and so on. By pushing, for example, this button here will show us all of the relevant animation on that topic. And for example, lateral approach sinus lift procedure, this would be the correct animation for that. Okay, further on, we can also show the patient or change any treatment here on the treatment plan. For example, we want to place the red cursor here over tooth number 11 and change it for an implant, for example. So already you can see through the gum transparency that there is an implant there. Or we can have it as a regular tooth, crown, veneer, just a pontic and losing the tooth here, a tooth stump, and so on. This was a very short introduction into the basic functions of the Dentalmaster software. We will continue with the next presentation. We have the tab which is called Quick Tools. Here we can see all of the treatment plan options on the upper and lower jaw. We can see the buttons that would show us 1, 2, or 3 models at a time. We will have the save and export buttons, which we'll talk about them later. We will have the transparency animation, which shows us the root canals in transparency now. As you can look at these teeth here, number 2, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 3, you will have an animation of transparency which will show us the root canals. We can stop that transparency animation. We can zoom in, zoom out using the zoom button. We can change the gum transparency, maximum, minimum transparency. We can add a face. We can press on the left button of the mouse and rotate in any direction if it's a male or a female. We can show them how it really looks. Closed mouth. We can show smile line, profile of the current situation and with the treatment plan as well. Going back to just the model. We can show a mirror mode. Sometimes the patient gets mixed up with the sides, so we can press this button here, which is mirror mode, and it will change the sides. Okay, sorry. This is the mirror mode. You can see now, changing side from side to side. The 2/3D, if we press on that, we will get the two-dimensional representation on which we are very much used to work as dentists. And we can do the treatment plan here, modify the treatment plan. Like, for an example, if we would like to place an implant in number 12 area, we will go up here, left click on the mouse. We'll see all of the options shown here. No tooth, crown, tooth prep, implant, core, denture, crown. Let's go for the implant. We see an implant with a crown already based here, and we will see it also in the 3D model immediately. It will take anything we do on the 2D scale will take immediately effect on the 3D scale. Okay, we can close that for now. Display options. On the display option, we can change the way we look at these models. Either it's with a male or a female representation. Just the models closed. Models open. Skull. Side by side. Straight teeth. Or like that. We can also do a gummy smile that would separate into two models, and we can toggle gummy smile yes or no on the right model, if you can see. Okay. Go back to one model. So with the display option, we have all of these buttons, windows here on the left. For example, if we want to add more realism, we can tick the tongue window here, which will add the tongue for really a realistic, more realistic representation. It's especially important when we're dealing with the lower partial dentures or full dentures. The treatment window, as we showed before, gives us all of these buttons here. If they don't appear automatically, you should press the F3 key and they will appear. So toggle F3, no buttons, press the F3, the buttons will show. For example, if we put the cursor here and we press the diastema button, it will open a diastema. And again, pressing the regular tooth will bring it back to normal. On this window, the treatment window, we can see on the left side we have the denture option for the clasp to be no clasp, mesial approach clasp, distal approach clasp, and mesio-distal approach clasp. Or if we tick this window here, we will use a tooth color clasp when we have a denture representation. If we press the ball attachments, we will have a ball attachment denture. Going to the denture material here, we can toggle between synthetic, like acrylic, or metal. From tooth to tooth, so meaning from which tooth to which tooth we should extend the denture. Crowns, options, and crown materials. Synthetic, ceramic, non-precious gold, and the facing material. Synthetic, ceramic, or none. We can go now and show the recession and mobility. Let's go to the quick tools and show only the models, and the cursor is already on tooth number 11. So going to the recession display here, we can go and show recession by grade 1, 2, 3, so on. Let's go to tooth number 21, click the number 21 tooth, the cursor will move here, and again recession. We can also show the patient, if we turn around a bit this model, click on that tooth, we go to the mobility animation, press the mobility animation and start sliding to the right. Let's go to mobility grade 3. Just place the mouse cursor without pressing any button and it will show us an animation of mobility by grade. If we will slide left the mobility grade, it will go back to mobility 1. We will see it's a less serious mobility scale. So this is the mobility animation. We can show an animation or a representation of an inlay or a filling, for example. We chose tooth number 4, 6 now with a cursor. And we can choose, let's do, for example, a gold filling, MOD B surfaces. And there we have it there. We can change it to be amalgam, and it will turn to amalgam. We can zoom in to really show the patient how it looks. Now, adjusting the model's distance. Going to the General tab here, we can either open a file, an existing treatment plan that we have saved before, or we can export the treatment plan and do the following options. Either to save to the computer, save selected treatments, not all of them, only ones that you would like. Export to management software, that's waiting for the management software to be available. And the save to Dentalmaster TV. This option gives us a very interesting option. If we place the patient name here and the last name here and the email address, pressing accept will send automatically the treatment plans to the patient's email. It's a very strong medical legal tool as well. If we press the print button, it will give us the animations that we'd like to print and then just print them. And this is another short